It's about that time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the board of the United Way here in City Hall on this very, very special occasion. And I, for one, I'm like, this is kind of like, celebrity fame with me. I mean, these are some really, really cool people doing some really great stuff. And first, I think we should acknowledge the president of the Northwest United Way Board, Mr. Jim Hutchinson.
Thank you, Jacque.
Good evening, Jim.
Good evening. Pleasure to be here.
The vice president of the board, Starley Arias. Good evening, Starley.
Good evening.
And the most beautiful member on the board.
You can't continue to talk like that.
Kara and I have known each other for quite some
A long time.
Miss Kara Booth. How are you, Kara?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Greg.
Fantastic. Now, you guys ought to be proud of yourselves seeing this acknowledgement as Owen recognized you all as providing me the substance to pull all of this off. And it was a difficult endeavor, especially during COVID. Jim, can you talk to our audience a little bit about the aspects that went into making this decision happen for residents of our community?
Sure. Well, to be perfectly honest, this is a Owen Quinn initiative, an Owen Quinn solo act. He did all of this by himself. Every now and again, he reached out. We were able to give him some help, but this is truly Owen Quinn's baby for the last 2 years. And some of the things that he had to do to make people safe and to make sure that they were fed. And by the way, I believe the United Way, thanks to Owen, was the only organization that was able to step up last year. So it's a tremendous amount of effort on Owen's part. And I have to say that we're all grateful for the work that he did and continues to do. So I don't want to take up the whole show, but when it comes to this particular task that was not really known by many people, the only people that really understood it were the people that Owen was helping in the shelter. And it's a huge job. You think about the times when the food, all the places that people could have gone to for food weren't open because of COVID. So it's just a long list of sort of speed bumps for someone like Owen to be able to get the things that he needed. And also to find volunteers at a time in one of our country's greatest crises, where COVID, we were all scurrying around or hiding under our sheets, honestly, and Owen was still out there doing his thing. So I appreciate everything Owen's done for the United Way.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
And Starley, you as vice president, seeing how this initiative rolled out, what kind of position does that put you in terms of your perspective for the growth of United Way?
So as Jim was saying, Owen really did step up for a lot of people when there was a lot of need. Not to mention that there was also an executive order mandating that the shelters remain open 24/7, which puts a lot of pressure on a normal shelter. Owen was just going along with the flow, making things up as he went. That's that's a lot of skills. I mean, I heard about it and I was just like, how does he sleep? Where does he get the time? You were at that shelter every day, every night, shoveling snow, talking to people. I think, I went to visit you at the shelter once, and there was somebody who was missing a pillow, and you calmly went and handled the situation and were able to, diffuse the situation. And that says a lot about your character and about who you are as an individual and how this community reacts to you. As vice president, I'm always thinking about the future of the United Way. And as Owen has said in his speech, the United Way, people perceive it as this organization that just hands out money. I think really our goal now going forward is to change that view. We want to diversify our board, diversify the way that we approach our problems, because these problems are not necessarily a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. We we deal with a lot of different issues in the community. And as Owen has highlighted, just from running the shelter, there are a lot of issues and a lot of help that is needed. So, you know, as board members, our goal is to support Owen, and our goal is to just, you know, do our best to just try to resolve some of these issues and have that community impact that we so desire to have.
And Kara, you know, you've been with United Way for, my God, at least 10 years now.
Yes. Yes.
You know, where does that passion come from you to volunteer your time and put the effort into making these programs successful for the United Way?
I love that question. So I've been a recently newer addition to the board here, but I've had the pleasure of working with Owen for many years. What drives my passion is really where it started from was the Women's Leadership Initiative through United Way. I grew up in Torrington. I had a wonderful upbringing. I had great support in this community. And when I look back, what drives my passion every day is that I want to impact the youth of this community the same way that it impacted me. And when I look around and I see, you know, young women or young adults that are thriving for opportunity, if I can impact in any way, that's why I continue to volunteer, whether it's through the Women's Leadership or through the United Way. So I really look forward to the way that we can strategize differently moving forward, the way that we can impact the community differently. I look forward to getting back and collaborating how I can support, especially through the United Way. So.
And I know when I first met you, Kara,
Yeah.
it was through the Women's Initiative.
Right.
Where, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gladys Cerruti who.
Gladys Cerruto was our
Yeah.
first award winner. I
Yes,
think. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
that's kind of, you know, what kind of endeared me to kind of get involved into United Way, because I saw that the passion was there and the mission was real. So this is the elements of our community. This is what Torrington in the northwest corner is made of. Individuals who put community first and do what they can to make a difference. So I think all of those efforts should be applauded. So we commend you tonight.
Thank you, Jacque. Thank you, Jacque.
And you guys stay tuned for more content coming from City Views.